Good, Ali B. Good, guys. Elliot, what's up, brother? Good, man. A and B's, Cairo. We need recruitment for our clan. We'll make. I'll make an announcement later. Hmm. Let's go. Good morning. Good morning. Good, Johnny. Roddy, what's up? I trade Forex this week has been tough. Just bought my first evaluation. Don't feel like trading at all for the next few weeks. I mean, it's up to you. Open up the accounts. Maria, would you recommend to keep trade there or leave it read? You should know that answer on when you should trade or not trade. You should know that answer. I can't tell that for you, bro. If today's a trading day for you, then I don't see why you wouldn't. Unless you feel yourself losing control or something. Yep, we'll talk about the game plan. That's clean toffee. That's really clean. Nice. I am Arab, yeah. Yeah, P3's low is right there. After UFC, what was the fight thoughts? Nobody can stop Hamza. That's the fight thoughts. You could have put anyone in front of him. He would have done the same thing. What's everyone talking about? Like the 3 days new stuff? Can you tell me more about it? You can watch my most recent TikTok like 2 days ago. I would watch that video. It explains it pretty well. Good morning. Good morning, brother. Good morning, Danny. Roddy, what's up? LeBron, what's up? What's good, Elliot? Ash, what's good? Jonas, what's up? It was a boring fight though, even I don't like. It is what it is. That's how it is when you have wrestling like that. Prime John Jones, yeah, that's probably maybe the only person I can think of. Prime John Jones. Let's go, Kismet. You still owe me $1,000. $1,000 is crazy, bro. I'll take him, no problem. DP just gave up. I don't think he gave up, bro. I don't think there's anything he could have done. Would you rather lose all your funding or fight Mike Tyson? For Prime for 1 minute, bro. Take my funding, bro. Take my funding. What? Guess I'd lose all your funding or fight Mike Tyson for 1 minute. So basically, you want me to either get knocked out or lose my funding, bro. Fuck my funding. I'll literally just get funded again. No, DDP did good. DDP didn't get submitted after 5 rounds of being dominated. He did as good as he could. He couldn't do any better. You know? I don't see what he could have done better. I'm gonna be straight up. That's as good as it gets. Alright, let's cover the game plan because there's a couple things we have to talk about. Let's cover the game plan a little bit early. If anyone joins, you guys can tell them that I don't know what the game plan is or whatever. Okay, first things first. Going into open, I want to look for a short targeting either low of day or previous day's low. Now, to be honest, I don't think we're going to get a setup to these price levels. But if we do, I would have no problem shorting or putting up risk to target, these sell side pools here and here. We don't have to actually take them. We might edge, but at least being a part of that short, I think that's high probability. Now, my bias for the day is after we take these levels, assuming we do, which is what I'm going to be looking for first, I don't expect us to continue expanding lower. What I mean is I don't expect this. Now, if we do that, it's probably going to take out Tuesday's daily low, and it should be a pretty quick aggressive move because it shouldn't do that, right? I do not anticipate price to expand that much today. I expect a similar, magnitude of move as to yesterday. So what does that mean? That means once we take out this sell side, I want to look for a signature of a high probability reversal. And if I miss the reversal, look for signatures of a high probability continuation. I will look to target something like the morning high, 8:30 opening price, and best case scenarios, we have like return to new week, and then obviously midnight open, Asia highs. We can look to target all of that kind of stuff. So in retrospect, the highest probability thing that can probably form today for us would be a short that's like this, and then a long that's like this. I'm not trying to predict every single price movement, but this would be the highest probability situation. I don't expect it to completely sell off today. I'm expecting a range day. I'm expecting high resistance conditions, and that's what I think is going to happen. But I do want to be a part of the short to low of day or previous day's low. That's the highest probability thing. Second highest probability thing would be a reversal from those price levels. So that's what we're looking for. That's the game plan for today. Very simple game plan. Yesterday I took 2 wins. I'm logging in the swing trader. Good luck. What time did daily open happen? True day open is at midnight, but at 18, whatever 18 o'clock is, I think it's 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. or something, 6 p.m. That's when market opens electronically. Yeah, trading's been going good, man. To be honest, August has been pretty good for me so far, but I don't want to speak too soon. I've been studying my stock model a lot more. I'm looking to get more into that. How's your morning? I didn't get the best sleep, I'm gonna be honest, but last night was really fun, so I'm not gonna be mad. You good? I'm good. First, get an alpha qualified account. How do alpha futures payouts work on the zero? You need 2 things, brother. 5 winning days and 40% consistency. So the easiest thing you can do is aim for $200 every single day. Unless you have an A++, just aim for $200 and then just close the trade once you're up that much. You can risk 100 or 150. How do you find your stocks? What's your model? It's CanSlim. Pretty famous stock model. I use like an alternate version of CanSlim, but I'm thinking about upping my trade frequency with stocks, and implementing a extra criteria for my selection. And then just have to, study the take profit levels. Gatie, do you ever plan to trade across way more accounts, like setting up TradeSync or 25 plus? It would probably just be Apex and Alpha. I don't think I would do more than that. You also do meme coins? I quit meme coins. Don't ask me about no meme coins, bro. Meme coins took all my money. I wanted to get rich quick, like I saw other people, and it did not work out for me. Where is your? He actually wanted to come on stream, but it couldn't really work out. What happens if you don't follow consistency? Nothing happens. You can't request a payout until you meet consistency. So if you don't have consistency, it's fine. Just you just gotta meet it eventually. I'm sure it worked for you, bro. That's great. I'm glad it worked for you. What's your bias today or prediction? I'll repeat my bias one more time, and then we'll talk about some other things. One, the first highest probability thing that I think can occur today is looking for a high probability short targeting low of day and previous day's low. That's going to be the game plan the entire day or session. I don't expect previous day's high, but let's say hypothetically we, go crazy. Okay, sure, previous day high, but no, that's not high probability. The highest probability thing we're looking for is shorts to low of day or previous day's low. That's number one. Number two, assuming we take those objectives and we take out sell side, the next highest probability thing would be look for a reversal long. And that's it. That's the game plan. The reason I say this is because I'm expecting a range day bias. I'm not expecting one-sided expansion today. So if we take buy side or sell side, if we take buy side or sell side, I want to be able to, short above these highs, long below these lows. Simple as that. Why the shorts? Because previous day's low is a very strong draw, and we already have bearish order flow going into market open. Please talk about 1 hour ATM model. I want to list. It's everything you need to know is in that YouTube video. I'm gonna be honest. There's nothing besides in that YouTube video. The only tips and tricks I can give you for ATM model is look for a clean inversion that happens, and once you find that clean inversion, usually you can put a tight stop. That tight stop makes 1 hour really easy. That's why you see most of my trades are less than 1 minute when it comes to 1 hour ATM, and that's it. All my trade recaps are on YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok. You can go watch those if you want. It's up to you. I have range day bias. First, looking for shorts. If we take sell side, look for shorts. Going bearish into market open. If we take out sell side, look for longs. If we take out buy side, look for short. Do you consider macro for the ATM model? Use it as a confluence. I don't need it though. It's not gonna make a difference. How do you get so disciplined? Just showing up every day. You build discipline. I have a full YouTube video on discipline. You can watch it. It'll teach you the science behind it and what you can do and what I did and what professional traders recommend and research. All right, last thing I want to say before we start trading today. If you're inside the Discord, well, you don't have to be inside the Discord, but if you I don't know, been following along in the Discord, we're running a pretty big giveaway with Alpha Futures. We are giving away a full trading setup. Where is this thing, bro? We're giving away a full trading setup plus 2 50K accounts. This giveaway is only for code users. So if you use my code, send me a message on Discord. A lot of people use my code, but they didn't send me a message, and it makes the giveaway lame. I say that, but a lot of people are probably going to enter or message me later on. But nonetheless, if you use my code to get an Alpha Futures account, you can join this giveaway. It's not a scam. I've given this away before. We're doing the exact same giveaway again. Plus 2 50K accounts. So 3 different winners. One for the setup, one for a 150K account, and then one for another 50K account. If you want to join, send me a message on Discord that you use my code. I will add you. We talked about the game plan. And besides that, I think that's everything. Make sure you watch the video on fear. If you guys haven't been watching the psychology series, even though most of your, no offense, but most of your guys' issues are, psychology based, you should definitely go watch my psychology series. This is episode 3 on fear, but I have an episode on accountability, which is step 1. Then you have discipline, step 2, fear, step 3, and the next episode will be on greed, probably sometime next week. Okay, market opens. Let's mark out the opening range gap. As always, this is your opening price. That's your closing price. Mark that out. Opening range gap low to high. And looks like we're probably already gonna take out low of day, previous day's low. You could argue that I actually missed this trade setup. 9:30 opens, enters 15-minute bearish fair value gap, CISD, but it's kind of quick. I usually don't like trading that early. So let me fully open the account here. Damn, we're going. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I mean, I didn't expect to get a setup towards these objectives. I did not expect to get one, so not the biggest deal. All right, so we've obviously taken out all the objectives, and now we're gonna look for signatures of reversal. If this dumps the entire session, Tuesday's low, like I said, do not want to see it dump the entire session. So now we just wait and see. Don't FOMO, don't chase this. If you short, it will start ticking up against you. So, I mean, you can do whatever you want, but I'm definitely gonna just stay patient here. See what happens. We have our first presentation set right here. Could be a breakaway gap, and we could sell off the entire session, but if we sell off the entire session, there's no trade then. It's simply put, there's no trade, and we don't have to even worry about doing anything stupid. Right, yesterday we made around 3R, so not that that matters, but again, if you make money in the week or in the month, you don't want to give it away stupidly. So stay patient. Could be a Judas, depends how aggressive it is. But yeah, I mean, we're definitely looking for long term. We're definitely not looking to short this. I'll tell you that much. It can come all the way down here. I'm not looking to short it because it's just way too far in discount. We're at the lowest point of the trading day. I'm not going to short that price level. Just simply put, yeah, I'm not going to short that price level. Very simple logic there. YM's not doing much. The dollar seems to be, somewhat moving higher, but overall it's still pretty bearish. So this could be a Judas swing indeed. Judas swings a fake aggressive price run. You just need to see some confirmation that this is actually going to wick previous day's low. Right now we're displacing right through. ES is almost at the daily sell side and low of day, so I mean that could be where we reverse from. So keeping an eye out for that. We may actually get a protraction model here. I actually wouldn't mind taking it, targeting Thursday's low on ES. But besides that, we're just looking for a reversal. I'm gonna have to see quite a bit to get in long. So yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait. Gotta wait. Alpha code is Gatie. Like 25% off right now. Oh yeah, 25% off Alpha. If you guys want to use that, it only lasts till Friday. ES, nah, I don't think it's gonna form. So I'm not even gonna say anything. I don't think it's gonna form. Not good enough for us to reward to trade. Technically, if we close below here, get the bearish order block on the S&P, you could short to Thursday's low. That risk reward is not there. You could look for a 30-second inversion or a 15-second inversion, but it's gonna be pretty sloppy. I'd rather just wait. I don't want to demand this level on ES. We don't need it. We could actually reverse from here. It's really hard to trust though, because there's not going to be a CI steep. It would be strictly off the inversion. I see the 1 minute inversion. It's just not enough, if I'm going to be honest. Not when there's daily levels right there on the S&P. So we're going to have to wait for a protraction model perhaps. Is the video bullish? Not really yet. Let's see if it like gets above here or something. Yeah, I think we can. This might be the low, but we just have to wait. ES had a nice clean inversion here. This meets criteria for a long, but I don't trust it. Don't trust it. I still think the short is higher probability at this point in time, targeting Thursday's low. I want longs, just not yet, I don't think. So maybe if we get an inversion here or something, I can short that. Can't tell there's a volume imbalance. If we get the inversion here, I can short that. It's gonna be hard to target. Yeah, I'll probably just target like whatever. Something like this. I don't know. There's two. Anyway, I don't know if we'll get it or not, but we'll see. We're finally okay. So now that we're trading back to previous day's low, that means we're starting to wick. It's just hard to trust this. There isn't any CIST or anything, so wait. I just realized what's there. ES inverting first presentation. Well, about to. Didn't really give us much to long. I mean, you could have long 937 inversion, but that's risky. That's risky. ES just took out this high. So we're starting to see that potential reversal. If we get a protraction model, I would execute that long, saying that this low is likely not to be taken. For now, this narrative could change. We'll see. Currently, we have an SMT there. Not the cleanest direction here. I'm still bullish. I don't really care about this SMT. The idea is we're working previous day's low. And then we run out buy side. ES took all the highs. Asia high still there on ES. High of day is still there. Wait, this is high of day. I'm looking at this fair value gap. Could potentially long something like this. If it forms. If we get an order block here, I can long that. It'll be a confluence closing above previous day's low and an order block. So we'll see if we get it. Gonna have to start to wick if it's gonna form. If we did get the order block, stop would be around 25 points. So 10 micros there. Now, if you're bearish, you could short this. But I'm not bearish, so I will not be shorting this. Thursday's low, Tuesday's low, huh? Is Tuesday's low really a potential draw? You have to short it like this. The inversion failed. I'd still rather wait for a long. This could be your highest session here, to be honest. It's possible. It just never comes back above here. It just goes one-sided all the way to Tuesday's low. Definitely possible. This is a pretty clean protraction model. I don't want to lose someone from Gems probably took this. Hmm. But it's too risky. It's too risky for me. I don't want to be shorting this far down. I don't know if we're gonna reach Tuesday's low or not. I don't want to demand an external objective on a week like this. ES gave the CISD. I mean, if we get one more protraction model, we could try executing that. And that's probably the best thing we could get. If Thursday's low, the draw is the draw on ES. Pretty clean delivery, I'm not gonna lie. You just had to be, you just would have had to expect the expansion down here, which, I wouldn't. Nvidia is pretty bearish. We probably can get Tuesday's low. So if we can get another protraction model short to Tuesday's low, I'll take it. But it needs to be clean. Hmm. We have to look for another retracement before Tuesday's low. And pretty clean short, if we're being honest. Pretty clean short. You just had to be bearish. You simply had to be bearish at this point in time. I'd look for Tuesday's low as an objective. I mean, tricky situation because of the S&T here, but it should probably continue lower. It is Jackson Hole Symposium week, so we don't really know. It might just fizzle out. Maybe we get another protraction model. We can try one more opportunity targeting Tuesday's low. I'd want to see it on the S&P though. Today might actually be a day we short ES. Like, would I ever take something like this? We might get something like that on the S&P. I mean, I'll just short it on Nasdaq, mimic the S&P. Ugh. I mean, you could technically short that, but I mean, thank God we didn't even consider it. That looks like it's gonna immediately stop the drop. But this is technically a bear shorter block. Sloppy though, obviously, no significant retracement. What I would want to see here is a nice retracement inside the macro, and then we distribute one more price leg down to Tuesday's low. That would be the highest probability formation. 4-minute fair value gaps can be really clean if you see that with the 4-minute order block. So we can use that. And that'll be the cleanest thing that can probably form in a while. So we'll use that. You're about to see it right now. There's your 4-minute gap. We trade up into it. We get an OB. We can trust the short-term high. And then we target Tuesday's low. There's the 4-minute tap. 5 minutes forming. 3-minute tap. We touched the OB there as well. So if we close below here, I mean, that's an aggressive short. Maybe that's like an eval short, to be honest. If this were to just close down, I'd probably switch to an eval and just short that. That's a little bit too aggressive. It's like literally low of day. So, but if ES also closes below, could we just short the S&P? Is that ever? Get 1.7 R shorting the S&P. 2.1 if you put your stop at the OB high. Let's let it form and see what happens. Getting a retracement. What I want to see right now is a bullish fair value gap right here. That would be great. That would be absolutely great because I don't have to wait for a closure here. I could just take the inversion that forms, something like this. Some people definitely got edged for something. Like I've been trying to tell you. This week is the edge final boss. If this inversion can form, that's a high probability short. I would execute this on all accounts. I don't know if it will form, but it would be very high probability. Be nice OTE, nice obvious objective on both indices. Bear shorter flow, protected high likely set, first presentation respected, playing from it, and the risk reward would be pretty good. Not the best, but pretty good. We can at least definitely get 2. So that's it. All we have to see is the inversion. 30-point stop. It's gonna be around 4 micros, 60 times 4, 200 risk. Now all we have to do is wait. See if we can get it inside of the macro. Just gotta see a nice inversion here. That's all I want. If we can get it in this candle, that would be great. I'm gonna check the 30-second. Yeah, there is a 30-second fair value gap up in this portion. If we inverse that, I would even probably execute that. We'd have to close below 7.6. So right here, where my current crosshair is. If we get the 30-second inversion, yeah, I would execute that. Try to jump the gun on this setup. Well, it's not really jumping the gun. I have not inversed anything yet, by the way. So we still have not inversed the 15 nor 30 second. Looks like we're slightly trading higher. Let's just calculate 30-point stop. It's going to be a 4 micro short on this apex funded. Two-minute inversion or 2-minute fair value gaps there. Yeah, we just have to wait inside the macro. It could happen at 10 a.m. A 10 a.m. Continuation idea. It's possible. I wouldn't be opposed to it. Silver bullet idea. We have a small SMT right here. I honestly want to see that hold if we can just like dump right now, that'd be great. This would actually be an order block if we close below. So if we get a nice candle closure here, I would short that. I'd probably still only do 4 micros. We can always add. I mean, let's do 5, but we can always add one if we need to. Even if we sold it around 50% of the inversion, it's pretty solid. It's good enough. No closure yet, though. No confirmation. Might want to wait till 10 a.m. here. We are inside the macro. I'm going to clean up this chart a little bit. Alright, I'm hovering the sell button. 20 seconds on this candle closure. If we get it, no, we're taking it. 30 second is still not inverse. 15 seconds until we get the 50. Yeah, we got the 30-second OB there. Starting to trade lower. Looks like we'll get the closure. Everything looks pretty solid about this trade. Alright, we're going to try it there. Watching this candle trade. Just watching this candle trade. Hovering the sell button. It's only trading up so far. I don't mind selling it in this lower portion, so watching it trade, watching it trade. See, is it going to make a lower low? Alright, let's take the short there. I'm going to enter short there. Pretty tight stop on this. Stop loss goes to the SMT. Give it one tick. Alright, let's try this short. So we got the order block with the SMT. Yeah, risking 5 micros. So again, a little bit under risk. Simply just following Jackson Hole Symposium protocol. Only slightly under risk. Pretty much a regular risk trade. And we'll see. So far, I want to see this inverse, obviously. That'd be first criteria for confirmation. Let me set the risk here. Pretty deep retracement so far, but we'll see. Stop loss is at the SMT, so if this is a retracement high, shouldn't be taken if we're bearish. Just watching the body on that order block. See if this macro can distribute. Again, I want to see this inverse. Call it that. I want to see this gap fail. It's wicking, but it's not displacing lower. We have another SMT like this. Maybe a good sign. It's hard to say. It should have kind of already been speeding up lower if this is a really good trade. But we'll see. It's wicking the order block, but it's not doing anything. So we literally just have to see. I mean, we did the hard part. That's a strong candle. We may get stopped out here. We have an SMT like this now. ES is about to take, is that Asia high? It is. ES is about to take Asia high. This is a very decoupled market. It's getting real close to our stop. Probably get stopped out on that candle. Okay, why did this order not get filled? What's going on? Oh, it's all good. Anyways, we took a loss there. It looks like we're probably going to get Asia high on NQ as well. And this looks pretty bullish now, if I'm going to be honest. So I do think I'll switch my bias. Because that should have played out if we were... Damn, holding this wrong. I don't think we're going to take Tuesday's low. I think we're going to go straight to Asia high, which is over here. I mean, 15-minute bearish fair value gap. The thing is, this is very decoupled. ES is making almost higher highs on the day, which is ES is trading all the way up here. ES is all the way up here. This black line that I just drew. Nasdaq's inside a 15-minute bearish fair value gap. So it's really hard to say what's going to happen, to be honest. So let's just stay a little patient on the next if we look for another one. Let's stay patient. Because we still could make a run to Tuesday's low. I mean, we're inside of a 15-minute bearish. We're above midnight open. No, we're not above midnight open. That's a lie. I wouldn't be opposed to trying a short again, but we kind of have to be patient because I honestly don't know. I think it's 50-50 whether this goes to Asia high or respects the 15-minute SIBI and falls down to Tuesday's low. Originally, it had a range day bias. Now that's different because, well, we've seen that expansion lower and we set the high here. So we'll see. Wouldn't be opposed to say something from here. ES is like 5 points away from high of day. That's probably going to get hit, which means we might take out this high right here on NASDAQ. We did close above the body, so it's a pretty significant move. I mean, that was a good short because Nvidia is also bearish. And YM is bullish though. A very decoupled market. Very decoupled. Decoupled. Wait, did we short here? No, we shorted here. Oh, just wait. See what it wants to do. See if it wants to take out this high or not. To be honest, if it takes out this high, I think it's more likely for it to reach for Asia highs. At that point in time, but we'll see. What's the risk reward on an inversion like this? You get 2R just to the sell side, 4R just to the thing. Or this is a protraction model long, and you form the order block. It's tough. 2-minute fair value gap. That's 2.6R on its own. If we get a nice closure here, wouldn't be opposed to this. ES is definitely, I mean, sorry, I should say definitely, but very likelihood of taking out 477. I think it's probably best to just wait though. We didn't form in one candle, so let's just wait. Let's let the picture become more clear. I'm still kind of sensing the 50-50. But let's just wait. Keep it simple on us. Obviously, we have this high here. We'll likely engage with that. What is it, protraction model? Protraction model is one of my models. It's my model 3. It's my third model in capturing the PO3 range expansion. Pretty slow thus far, but I mean, let's see. I'm just gonna wait. It's on my YouTube channel if you want to learn. All my models, my entire system is on YouTube. If you want to learn, it's up to you. You don't have to learn how I trade. Just how I trade. This is NASDAQ futures. This is not stocks. So we just got to stay patient. I think the next leg will be higher because ES is trading right near high of day. ES is so far up. There's two scenarios here. Either we respect the SMT at high of day and we see a run to Tuesday's low, or we get a six sister approach, which basically means NASDAQ is going to pump aggressively to match ES, and ES is going to go sideways. We need to figure out which one of these scenarios is more likely to pan out. And that's what I'm waiting for. That's the information I'm waiting for right now. And it all starts with what we do in terms of this high. Do we take this high and get something like this? Or do we take this high and then break down? If so, Tuesday low. So that's what we're waiting for right now. I want to see, is this a six sister approach? Is ES going to take high of day, consolidate, and give some time for NASDAQ to pump to high of day? Or are they going to fall short after ES takes high of day, NQ is the leading? You got to figure out which asset is leading. Which one's following and which one's leading. That's what we have to figure out here. Because they're not moving in sync. So one of them is likely to sync up with the other one. Is NASDAQ going to follow S&P or is S&P going to follow NASDAQ? NASDAQ's weak, S&P strong. If you look at all the other, YM's bullish. Don't even ask me about dollar. I don't think this has any say. The video is somewhat moving higher, but it's still pretty down on the day, so it's a tough call. In my personal opinion, I favor the shorts, but we'll still have to wait and see. But that's just a soft bias right now. That's what we have to basically find out right now. Which one's more likely? It depends on the day, I am other. It depends on the day. On a day like this, originally I said no, but then after seeing this signature, I changed. You have to ask yourself, are we going to take out the external objective, which in my opinion is Tuesday's low. So you have to ask yourself, is Tuesday's low within reach? If so, you can still short. In my opinion, it was in reach right here. It was very much so in reach. Then we got a deeper move higher. I don't know if this is a reversal or if this is a protraction. Right now, to me, it looks like we might continue lower. ES is already consolidating, but NASDAQ's not pumping. So if it's a six sister approach, NASDAQ should be trading higher right now. But it's not. In fact, it formed an order block, and now it seems to be failing that order block. It hasn't failed it yet, but it looks like it's about to. So it's not convincing of a six sister approach. Like I said, the two likely scenarios, based on probability. Scenario 1, ES consolidates, NASDAQ pumps aggressively. That's scenario 1. Scenario 2, they both go down. Whether it's now or whether it's after ES takes the high, it doesn't really matter. Those are the two likely scenarios. Right now, we're just consolidating, so it's kind of hard to say. We did leave these equal highs, so we have a 5-minute bullish fair value gap there. I see this as a bearish order block. I'm going to watch the closer here very carefully because I think this could move lower. I'm watching the closure of this candle. It's wicking currently because it'll be telling. That's a serious wick right there. We traded into the 5-minute. We closed below the OB, but does it really matter in significance? One tick. We probably get closure above here now. I would watch this closely. If we close above here, and that alone is 1-to-1. And if you get high of morning high, which was a part of the game plan, if we were to reverse, that's how we can find protraction to AM highs. It's not clear still, but let's see what this next candle does. And we'll keep this annotated. Like I said, if this was bullish, NASDAQ really should be going higher right now. It shouldn't even be wasting any time going lower. It shouldn't be wasting not even like any time at all. We have the OB here. All right, we're gonna try this. I'm gonna try this again. Another stab at shorts. We'll see. I mean, we might find out today that we shouldn't have tried shorts twice, but I like the OB. I like the failure of six sister approach. We closed back below previous day's low. And we have the 15-minute bearish fair value gap. So there's a lot of reason to go lower, in my humble opinion. We got the inversion there. That's a good signature. We also have an SMT here, by the way. So, I mean, there's a lot of confluences in this trade. Pretty similar to the first trade, just deeper retracement. Where's 10 a.m. opening price? 10 a.m. open is right here. I want to see us get below this. I want to see us get below 10 a.m. That would be a good signature that we are going to continue lower. So far, better feedback than the first trade, I think. We got the inversion immediately. But it's still early. It's 5-minute inverse. Hard to say. Two-minute bearish fair value gap. We're trading into that now. See if that holds. Should be a BPR. I really see it shouldn't have traded back into here. So pretty red flag of it's doing right now. But we'll see. Risk is accepted. You're closing back above 50%. The inversion. It's a pretty red flag. But we do have the 2-minute fair value gap here. So I don't want to jump the gun on saying this trade is low probability yet. To me, this candle might flip. This candle might flip bullish. And I don't want to see that. Yeah. Looks like it's gonna flip bullish. We'll see. I mean, I'll give it a chance. The 2 minutes still there. I understand it's gonna be sloppy delivery and price. We just ever so failed the 3-minute inversion. 2-minute fair value gaps there. I suppose if we inverse this 2-minute fair value gap, we just terminate the trade. So we don't have to actually risk the full amount, which is 28 points. If we inverse this, we just close. But what I'd want to see right now is price close below this body. To me, that would pretty much confirm we're going to close below. We're going to take out 10 a.m. Reaching 10 a.m. is a significant objective in this trade because it's a 10 a.m. reversal model, 9:30 protraction. That probably sounds like mumbo jumbo, but just know that to me, if we can get to 10 a.m., that's a high probability signature that we're going to continue lower. Two-minute might inverse here, so we might terminate early, or we just fully accept the risk. I mean, it is what it is. The SMT is still there, so put this at 726.25, right at that high. Let's give it a chance. This could just be a retracement on the last price leg, although it really shouldn't be retracing yet, but It could be. Can't complain. Hasn't inversed the 2-minute fair value gap, but it's not looking the best. I'd want to see price close below here. I think the 2 minutes the cleanest time frame. It's not looking the best, but I'm gonna hold on to this trade. I have conviction in the narrative. The setup's not, the 1 minute candles are not giving me conviction, but I have conviction in the narrative. So we shall see. The narrative being very simple. ES is in a deep premium with a range day bias, and it's a 15-minute bearish fair value gap. And I think Nasdaq's the one that's leading. Simple narrative. If Nasdaq's the one that's leading, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, this could just stay choppy because the fact that it hasn't went lower yet is kind of a red flag. But I understand it's No News Tuesday. I understand it's Jackson Hole Symposium, and I understand it's August. So we have to be more patient. We can't take immediate feedback. We never inversed the. We did inverse the 5-minute fair value gap. So I mean that's a good signature. Obviously, we're still working inside that inversion. We haven't inversed the 2 minutes, so there's that. And this would become a 2-minute OB. If you wanted to, you could bring your stop here at 7,110. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Bring my stop to 7,110.5. The reason being, we trade into a 2-minute fair value gap. We close below. Now, this up close candles should be respected. Put it at 0.75. Should be respected there. It shouldn't come back above. So at least we were able to reduce our risk very significantly on this trade. Only 13 points risk now. So risking about $100, 125, I think. So that's nice. Always feels good to reduce risk. And I want to see this candle be respected. Hopefully this speeds up now. Like I said, 10 a.m. If we can reach that, very good signature for me. Obviously, we don't know if it's going to be reached or not, but it's a good signature nonetheless. Make sure I reduce my risk here on alpha futures. All right, well, it's definitely sloppy, right? But like I said, we already expected it to be sloppy, so we have to be patient. It's just a part of trading August. If you can't handle it, well then don't trade August. If we can close below here as well, that's a mitigation block. High, low, lower high, lower low, continuation model. Next objective, the low at 10 a.m. You could partial here. I'm not going to. But if I don't know, if you know what, I should partial here. I should partial here. Just because I lost my first trade, I should still partial here. It makes sense. I'm only going to take off one though. Just to even more slightly reduce my risk. Protect myself from the super range bound conditions. Because if we partial one here, taking a measly 1. The reason I'm taking 1 is because it helps me bring my stop near to break even on this trade. Now we're only risking 13 points times 4. So 13 times 8, I don't know what that math is, but it's less than $100. And we just partialed around $60. So it makes it so I'm not risking as much on the trade. It's not really about I don't have conviction. It's just about risk. Now, if you wanted to, you could bring your stop here, 23699, this short-term high. You could trust this short-term high, but I'm not going to actually move it there. I'll just simply terminate manually depending on how this trades. We'll see. My first limit here is 2 points above the low. Why is it 2 points above the low? Because I don't want to be edged on Jackson Hole Symposium Day. So it's 2 points above the low. And then my final runner will be Thursday's low. And that's how we're trading this. Simply put, I don't want to be edged. So it's 2 points above. Look at that displacement. That's a run on sell side. I refuse to be edged on this trade. Very nice fill. Very nice fill. Same thing here. 596. I'm adding 2 points. Why am I adding 2 points? Because Jackson Hole Symposium. I don't want to be edged on Jackson Hole Symposium. Now we just let this spool. Last contract. Very good recovery from the first loss. Trusting my narrative. Patience. It was sloppy here, but we had patience. And that's what it takes. We'll let the last runner go. I'm going to bring the stop here to that high I talked about. 6.9. Realistically, I'm putting it here at the breakaway gap. 6.84. I don't want to see this traded to. We'll leave the last runner running. And we'll see if we can get there. That's it. Good trade today. Good everything today. By the way, on Alpha Futures, I took 2R. So just keep that in mind. I don't need the extra 25 points. Just trying to get payouts. So just keep that in mind. I will start to screenshot this for the Discord. Start journaling early. We lost the first one. Took a full loss here. It was actually a 80% loss because we were one less micro than we were supposed to. But we recouped nicely. And we'll watch this. Very bearish order flow. I wouldn't look for much more than this. I mean, you have Monday's low right here. So you know what? I'm still gonna leave it where it is. There's no point in getting, somewhat greedy for what, 10 points? That's $20. It's not a big deal. At this point, we've already taken the bulk of our position. So I mean, we'll just leave it here. We'll just throw this in the middle, see what happens. While I start to journal. It's not easy. It's not easy trading this. Notice how I'm using like a positive reinforcement in the middle of my trade to help me stay disciplined. Like I'm telling myself, stay patient, wait. You know it's high resistance. Like I'm saying these things out loud. Yes, I'm saying it for you guys, but it helps me stay composed during the trade. But you guys can practice positive reinforcement as well while you're inside of a trade. Because it definitely helps. If I tell myself, it's high resistance, it's sloppy, scan the time frames. What do I want to see next? 10 a.m. low. Just focus on the next objective. saying these things out loud keeps you composed. Even though I took a loss, I was telling myself the narrative is strong. Even though this setup is not the strongest in terms of candle formation, the narrative was strong. So I had to say it out loud. I had to say, trust the narrative, because the narrative is strong. The Sixth Sister failed. Like I said right here at 10:14. So we should not be coming down here if we're bullish. It should have been going up quickly. Remember I said 2 likely scenarios. We either pump quickly on NASDAQ or both assets fall lower. We were not pumping quickly on NASDAQ. We had that narrative on our side. 15-minute bearish fair value gap. We closed above the body here. First presentation retouch. Closed below previous day's low, indicating not likely to wick. And then we break down with the order block, SMT, inversion, whatever your entry criteria is. We get a continuation OB right here. And we use that. This is NASDAQ futures. So now we'll see. We're having a retracement. Blew my account, was waiting for the short. I knew it was coming, but it was too impatient. You have to, yeah, I mean, you have to stay. Patience is a big part of trading. So, textbook trade. It was a good trade, yeah. There's a couple ways to get in it. I would say, yeah, it's pretty textbook. It's pretty, I would argue this is A+. The only thing that maybe you could argue it's not A+, just because it said no news Tuesday and Jackson Hole Symposium in August. Maybe there are no A+ setups in this week, you know, at the first beginning part of the week. That's probably number one. Option number two, that it's not A+, is the formation here. It's not clean. Also, the discrepancy between NASDAQ and ES, it's not clean. I wouldn't say Trump's speech injects volatility the whole day, but you could make the argument. It's hard to say. I wouldn't know the answer to that. So, I wouldn't know the answer to that. All right, I see this imbalance. Ideally, this one holds in premium of the range. Yep, 2 minute was a lot cleaner. See how I was navigating between 1 and 2? 2 minutes really clean. Look at the OB there on the 2 minute. I mean, it's there on the 1 minute as well. But sometimes switching between the intervals makes it clean. It's a little bit sloppy here on the 1 minute. So clean it up. 2 minutes, pretty solid. The 5 minutes, if you trade the 5 minute, you probably had no problem. 5 minute inverse, you entered on this candle. That's it. You know, no problem with the 5 minute inverse. So, Alpha Futures code Gatie. If you use my code for Alpha Futures, please message me on Discord. Just say, Gatie, I used your code today or whatever. And then don't lie, because I can check. So don't lie. But if you did use my code, then you can message me and I will add you to the giveaway. It's a pretty big giveaway. First trade we took, Protraction model shorts. Again, so the confirmation here, I'm going to drop this down to Monday's low, but we'll manually close, would be this, I mean, let's call it this inversion. Probably the most visual thing to see. What's your strategy? I trade the power of 3 opening prices. And I'm really good at reading price, to be honest. So combine them both. There's a lot of confluence in this trade build-up. You made your SMT valid because it hit the FEG. It doesn't matter to me whether it hits the FEG or not. The thing that matters most about this is that now this is a valid order block. If there's no SMT here, this isn't an order block. And it's not because the SMT. It's because we took out the high at 10.05. So the reason I'm identifying, if we don't take out this high at 10.05, this is not an order block, and I can't short here. I'd have to use the inversion. So I know it sounds like I'm nitpicking, but I'm very nitpicky when it comes to my model. I need very specific criteria in very specific scenarios. But the only reason I was able to execute short at 10.16 before the inversion was because we had this order block. And the only reason this order block is here is because we took out the high at 10.05. This formation forms the OB. If we didn't have this formation and it looked like this, Then there's no OB, and I have to wait for the inversion. Does that make sense? I'm going to drop the high here to 658. 7.5. See if we get the last runner to Monday's low. We'll add 2 points. 2 points is just protection. 58675. We'll put it at 589. 2 points and a half. Trade 1 protraction model. First presentation FEG. M1 OB. Old daily low. DOL. And we had 950 macro on that first trade. But we lost our first trade. All was lost. Trade 2. So I'm just journaling. Did I not post the PM session trade from yesterday? Yes, I did. All journals. Okay. Yeah, we'll see if we get our final objective. You know, whether it hits or not doesn't really matter. I'll bring the stop to 652 just to maximize profits. In fact, we could even put it here at the old low. There's an inversion here. This is the inverse candle. Let's go 645. Just minimizing the amount of profits I can lose. Daddy, you made me $2,750 on Apex today. Thank you. No problem, I guess. I'm getting my first payout today because I used your code 2 weeks ago. There you go, brother. Oh, so you got Alpha Futures or Apex? I made $70. Thank you. No problem. Made $12.50. Are you guys all just copy trading, bro? What is the best way to journal? Can you please tell me? If you're brand new to journaling, just use my journal template. Straight up, just use my journal template. I have a really good journal template for you. You don't have to make your own. Took the same G, did the trailer. Did get trailer out on the loss. Trade out on the low. Where can I find it? It's in my Discord. I will show you right after this trade. It's for free. Did get trailer out on the low. Oh, you took out the last one right here, you mean? 612. If I had 2 more micros, I would take one here. Let the last one go. I'll probably take this one manually. I mean, listen. Let's think about this logically. We're 3 points away from Tuesday's low. We're 11 points away from Monday's low. So why on earth would I leave my buy limit order here to risk $15? $15 and my stop is $90. Just because I want a clean execution? No, I don't care about clean execution. So as soon as this candle, do you guys understand what I'm saying? I clicked the button, bro. I swear I clicked the button. Yo, what's going on? I clicked it twice. Did it partial? Bro, okay. I clicked it like 3 times on this candle. Anyways, let's think about it for once. Price is right here, and I have a limit order. It's 1 point away from Tuesday's low. Why am I going to risk $2 for a $90 stop? Yes, my stop's in profit, but why would I risk that for $2 extra? Even if you wanted to say Monday's low. Okay, $20. What is $20, bro? I am not risking that much when I'm in that much profit. So we terminate the trade there. And we recoup the loss and some. So just keep that in mind when you have a limit order set. No one cares about your limit order, okay? The market does not care that you have a limit order on Tuesday's low. It's never guaranteed. Especially in Jackson Hole. Remember what I said? Tuesday's low plus 2 points. Okay? Plus 2 points in case it edges. This would have covered the initial edge. Remember that this week. TP plus 2 points most of the time will protect you from the edging. And the execution here should have been on 1039. I clicked the button 3 times. I don't know why it didn't go through. TradeAwake's weird sometimes. Anyways, if we get the order block here, it'll probably continue to Monday's low. That could be your last scalp. Get whatever last juice you can get. I would never in a million years take this trade, but if it's, hypothetically your last day on eval and you have to take something and you have no other choice, if this forms, might be your highest probability setup that is going to form for the rest of the session. Because after this, anything can happen. It can chop, it can spool like crazy with no volatility. There's no telling. So you could, you fill your R is going to be awful, but realistically, that's a bearish order block. We should take out the Monday low here, and we'll see what goes. We'll see what happens. So Monday's low, plus 2 points, 2587, 2589. We haven't reached it yet. 589 is right here on my crosshair. It'll probably get there. I mean, realistically, ES will probably take out its low of day, which means obviously Nasdaq will go lower. But why do you trade on the 2-minute chart? I don't. How do I send proof for giveaway? Just message me on Discord. Say I got this account today. If you want to send me proof, if you send me the name of the name on the account, just first name, that's fine. How are you so good at reading price? I showed up every day for the last 2 years. And I watched every single ICT price action review lecture. I hit my daily loss limit on zero account, not knowing it will close automatically. It happens. Now you know. There's Monday low plus 2 points. Although if it's me, it should just spike through it pretty aggressively too. When you have like liquidity pools like this, it should spike right through, and that'll give ES the movement to potentially take out its low of day. See that spike? It's almost like this shit repeats. ES will likely take its low of day now. The reason it spikes through liquidity pools like this, I'll tell you guys how you can expect this. Think about it like this. You have to think about it logically. Imagine there's a bunch of orders here resting in a pool. They're not all gonna fill at this price level. There's a pool. It's a pool of liquidity. And look at that. That's really what I was talking about. That's that spike. It's absorbing all of the orders, all the sell stops, all of it. Now, if this continues lower, I already had this annotated. I didn't just put this on my chart. If this continues lower, how much lower, you have to ask yourself. When we take out an objective like sell side, how much lower below the sell side could we possibly go? This is how much. It's possible we get there. It's not the highest probability. I wouldn't aim for this as a best case scenario. If I had 2 micros left, you could argue one here, one here. Because it's such a big distance, it might be worth the runner. And we're probably not going to take out that high. And that 1 minute, this 1R model, also the scalp model we talked about, also played. Pretty simple. Once you have the right narrative, there's so many entries. 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously, the one I took was probably the best. This one wasn't bad. Still covered pretty good risk. And then 5 being the worst one. Or number 4 being the worst. Why when we buy and enter, why do we pay win and losses? I'm not sure your question is. Biggest trade of my life today? Really? Congratulations. How many points was that? 118? Nah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Long from here. I can tell you one thing. If we get the breaker and we close above here, at that point, this is all I can say for a guarantee. If price is going to close above this price level, at that exact moment in time, it's going to move, more likely to move higher than lower. But that doesn't mean it's going to reverse fully. It just means if we close above here, we're likely to run a little bit higher. Probably right here, 658. Did he say long? No, I didn't say long. I said if price closes above, say 615.5. If we close above here, at that point in time, when that closure happens, price is more likely to continue higher than lower. But that doesn't mean it's going to reverse this full move. It's just about probabilities. Just because we get the CISD or the breaker, it doesn't mean it's going to reverse. It may simply, return to this imbalance, for example, that was left unfilled. So you just have to understand that just because it's more likely to go higher doesn't mean it's likely to fully reverse. In my opinion, we are not reversing today. I do not think this 930 high all the way up here that gets taken. I think that's very unlikely. I think this high right here is unlikely to get taken. Because it's Tuesday, we don't have news, and this is an obvious run lower to daily lows. Would you take long if we get CISD next macro? I would not take long because I don't know. I don't take retracement trades. I do not execute trades that I think are a retracement on the lower time frame. Basically saying that even if we get here the CISD, I have no clue how high it's going to go up. If you wanted to try to look for a scalp, maybe 1R, maybe you try to squeeze 1.5 for this high. It's not saying it's a bad thing. I just simply do not execute retracement trades anymore. I've taken too many retracement trades in my life and they all failed. I either anticipate a full reversal, because I don't want to be a part of, think about this logically. You just see this happen, okay? You miss the move. What's your next play? Nothing, bro. You missed the move. You don't have a next play. The game is over. Don't be the guy who's like, oh, but I can catch this trade. What? That's not the trade you want. I mean, maybe it is, but it's not the trade I want. I want to be a part of this obvious expansion. I don't want to be a part of whatever this is about to be. What made you not enter earlier? Entered at 9:44. 9:44. 9:44 was a good entry. And for me, it probably would have been more of a break-even trade because I'd have to cover out this low. Stop would be here, cover, reduce. Might have been a partial loss for me. There's nothing wrong with shorting 9:44. I'm gonna be completely honest. At the time of 9:44, I was looking for a reversal long. So that was the idea. We might reach that daily BISI now. Man said long. People are always gonna try to bottom, pick the top and the bottom. Just don't worry about what other people do. You just gotta focus on your high probability executions. Everyone's different, bro. Yeah, you can see the order blocks delivered nicely today. All of them, pretty much. I just realized I never did a review for yesterday's price action, so all the way down. Very nice price action. First presentation used twice. Previous day's low used twice. I remember that a big confirmation of this trade was going above previous day's low and failing to continue. Because what does that signify? It signifies that we're not wicking previous day's low on the higher time frame. If we were to close above previous day's low, it means we're wicking. But if we're staying below previous day's low, we're not wicking. So, and there you go. ES objectives met. Low of day and Thursday's low. At this point in time, it either speeds up to the daily BISI or it starts to get real choppy, in my opinion. Although 1050 macro does normally retrace, but we'll see. How do you do the trade log? I think you have to go to the individual trade and then scroll down. How to manage trading on TradingView. I don't understand that question. What do you mean manage trading? What does manage trading mean? What about market come to 24391 1 hour FEG? I was gonna say you better not talk about that one down, bro. You said 24393? 24393, bro. Oh, you are aiming for it, brother. 24. 24393, bro. I don't see no hourly fair value. 243, bro. That's not even. Oh, 233394. All right, we can talk about 394. Oh, this one. I'm gonna put it very simply for you, brother. This is a breakaway gap. Just simplify. It doesn't have to trade into the highest time frame. This one hasn't even formed yet. Yeah, eventually we will get there. But right now, it's serving as a breakaway gap. Basically put, the magnet is so strong down here. This magnet's small, puny, and tiny. It's going to keep going down before it comes up here. Until all this magnet is used up, I guess you can say. It's not going to come back up there. I'm going to be honest. I don't think that's an immediate draw. When you have daily lows, the daily imbalance, that's really strong. Can you tell me where I can find the journal for template? Yes, I got you. So when you go on the Discord, free Discord, you get the in bio or description. Just click open in browser. Come down to the ebook section. In fact, I'll put you guys on right now. All the stuff that's in the ebook section. ICT notes. My personal trading model PDF. ICT core content 2024. ICT trading framework. Those are written by me. Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. My 1R model. This is a scalping model I used in the PM session. So far, very successful. Last couple months. This is my journal template. And this is one of my mods, Jerry, if you want to follow his personal ebook as well. Giveaway is end of August. If you want to join the giveaway, use my code for Alpha Futures. We're giving away a full trading setup. Computer, monitor, and chair. And 250K accounts with Alpha Futures. So 3 winners in total. Can I look for any opportunities? If you have to ask, you probably should close the chart, my brother. You can get multiple entries, yes. If you use the code, please message me on Discord. Say message me the name on your account, if you don't mind, first name. If that's something you mind, I guess you can send me account ID. Because simply, if people just message me, why haven't you finished them? It's not significant enough. At that point, it's mostly repetition, and if people want the benefits of those episodes, they have to watch it. It's not really noteworthy, if that makes sense. You gotta watch it. I'll be trading every day this week. Tomorrow is FOMC minutes. I'll be live in the morning, but maybe only trading evals because the afternoon session is probably going to be better. But I will be live tomorrow morning. Maybe we'll do an FOMC stream as well, but we'll see. When did you stop aiming for high risk reward trades? I don't stop aiming for high risk reward trades. But what are you talking about? What do you mean by high risk reward? Like, why do I like this was a pretty high risk reward trade. On alpha, I closed it around 2.5-ish R. Is that what you mean? Why? Because payout's easier. I don't need more. 2 R's easier. Payout's easier. I'm trying to get money into my bank account, you know? Which model did you say you use on PM? Most of the time, my 1R model, like aiming for any more 1 to 5. Why don't I aim for more than 1 to 5? Appreciate you, Josaki. Appreciate you. With IBKR, I can't set SLRTB after entering market order. You can't do that with almost any broker. You have to set manually. At least to my knowledge. I don't know. Why did longs at 954 play out? If you ever see this, it didn't play out because 2 reasons. 1, they played out on ES. 2, the draw was lower. Simply put, you had the wrong draw if you went long today. And that's fine. That's a good reason to lose. That's a great reason to lose. That's what I was trying to say earlier. When I short here, if I'm wrong because the draw is wrong, that's fine. I'll take a loss. But you have to trust whatever draw you have. That's the more important thing. Will you do live trading daily? I go live. I've been going live every day for about 1.5 years, brother. I will still be here for some time. Did you realize the win rate is better aiming for lower R trades? So, oh yeah, I mean 100% the win rate's better. No, I don't think it was about. I mean, did you follow all your criteria and you were bullish? If so, then it's a perfect trade. You could have 10 out of 10 performance today, perhaps. You said 954. Okay, so you're entering off this fair value gap. I mean, I can give you my personal opinion. First of all, 954 long is not bad. You probably should have covered some risk after ES took a buy side. That's my opinion. So I'll put it into retrospect. You entered long. Look very closely because I'll only do this once. You entered long on this 15-minute candle. It started trading higher. Or sorry, this 15-minute candle, whatever, 954. This one opened at... This one closed at 945. Man, I'm tripping. Anyways, the point is you entered long. And as you were in profit in the trade, ES trade all the way up here. See this line that I'm drawing right now? ES is all the way up here. So you have to realize at that point in time, two likely scenarios. NASDAQ pumps aggressively or ES dumps. It's 50-50 in my opinion because the markets are out of sync. If they were both here and you're bullish, then you know it's going to go higher. If they're out of sync, you have to make a decision. Which one is going to follow which one? Because they're going to sync up. That's an advantage that we have, that we know. The markets here, they're going to sync. You just need to know which one is going to lead. Right? You need to know which one is going to lead. And like I told you guys, in my opinion, at this point in time, that's why I went short. I was convinced that ES was going to follow NASDAQ dump rather than NQ follow ES pump. Kind of a mouthful, but that was the narrative. Let's finish our journal now and call it. So I'll show you guys how I journal in the Discord for you guys. All the trades we take, I journal here. Protraction model short, M15 SIBI. So pretty much the exact same trades we took. This one was a 10 AM reversal model. 930 protraction. And I guess I'll just show these executions. So we shorted this OB and we shorted this OB and we don't need all that. And I think everything else here is solid. We'll keep that. How did you know NQ would do that and not ES? I'll tell you exactly how I predicted. It's a probability thing. I didn't know for sure, obviously. But at the time of my trade, it was more probable that NQ was going to dump with ES than NQ was going to pump. So this is what we call six sister approach, by the way. When they're out of sync and you expect one to turn over. How did I know that NQ was more likely to dump and ES would follow than ES to pump? Multiple reasons. So I'll tell you one thing. Right here at 10:09, I wasn't sure because we just formed a bullish order block. So forget this SMT. At this point in time, I didn't know. I'm watching the candles. And if you go back to the live stream, you'll hear exactly what I said. I said, it's still not clear. I have to just wait for more information. Because I don't know. At this point in time, you can make the argument it's likely to go higher. But it's still not clear. And I'll tell you why. One, we're trading to a 15-minute bearish fair value gap. There's a lot here, so just pay attention. One, we're trading into a 15-minute bearish fair value gap. That's significant because that's high resistance, I guess you could say. That's number one. Number two, if NQ was gonna pump, it's supposed to do so aggressively. It's not supposed to, fall short like this. In fact, how did I know for sure? For me, obviously the confirmation tool was closing below previous day's low, and then obviously the order block here. The fact this order block failed, this one failed. It's a breaker, high, low, higher, high, lower, low. And this order block formed, or if you trade breakers, doesn't matter. We shouldn't be seeing that breaker at that point in time. Because like I said, it should be speeding up. It's right here. The high is right there. And then obviously your buy side is all the way, up there. So it should have been speeding up. The fact that it didn't speed up tells me it's not likely to go higher. So those are the two main factors. Closing below previous day's low, failing this order block, and forming a bearish order block. Those three signatures tell me at this point in time, it's more likely to go lower. there's one more signature that's really important. ES is so high up, and we are not likely to continue making higher highs. And the reason is what the daily outlook was beforehand, even beforehand. And now when I tell you this, it'll be even more clear. We were already bearish going into the week. So see how everything just came aligned. Not only did we have all the things I just said to you, we had this in play too. The daily inversion. And I said last week, and I said the beginning of this week, if this fair value gap inverses, we're likely to take previous week low, which is Monday low. And that's what we see panning out right here. So this was already kind of all predisposed. You get what I'm saying? So that's how you stack confluences. And you find, high probability trades like this. There's nothing wrong with your trade, by the way. And I bet you if you took your trade 100 times, you'd still be profitable. There's still an edge there. It's still strong enough. It's not as strong as the edge in shorting here, but it is still a pretty strong edge because you're aligning with order flow after sell side. So the edge is still pretty strong. But it's not as strong as obviously the short here because this was really a high probability trade. In fact, I'll probably do a full trade. Should I do a full trade recap? I do believe in Jesus, but I am Muslim, not Christian. Does anyone in chat, one person said yes. Do you guys want a full trade recap from start to finish? Look at ES. Yeah, ES is catching up, man, right? Just like we said. It's got to catch up because they're going to sync up. Everyone's saying yes. Okay, let's do it. Let's do a full trade recap from start to finish. Let me just post my journal here. Oh, wait, I already posted it? Okay, never mind. Let me just put the notes. Okay, we'll do a full trade recap. Okay, I'm going to talk about why this trade is so high probability. I'm going to talk about the confluences that make this a very high probability trade. I'm not going to waste any time. We're starting with the higher time frame, and these are the executions. I took one loss short, trusted my conviction, and we covered a really nice short after that. So, first things first, this all starts on the daily chart. This started on even last week. We made the call, if you were in last week's streams, or if you're in this Monday, we talked about the weekly outlook. And I specifically said, if we inverse the daily fair value gap here, we're likely to take previous week's low. So that's what we see panning out on the higher time frame. It's just a probability thing. It's very simple. We all know how to trade inversions. If you see this inversion, is it more likely to go up or down? Obviously down. And if it's going to go down, we put in a high here. Look at the next low. Previous day's highs, previous week's lows. We already know. Very obvious. These daily lows are relatively equal. That's how I know I can trust previous week's low. Very simple narrative on the higher time frame. It's not a full reversal necessarily, but it's more likely to go down than up. So let's talk about what happens. Okay, going into the day, I was bearish. I did say at first it could be a range day because it's Tuesday, August, Jackson Hole Symposium. No news, although Trump did speak at one point. I still view that as pretty much no news. So I said it could be a range day. But then I said if it's not going to be a range day, this is what I pointed at. Previous week's low, and I also had this level marked out. Although I didn't talk about it, it was marked out in the pre-market outlook. Let's talk about what happens. London trades above midnight opening price, sets a high, and breaks down. This is your daily power of 3 model. If you trade London, you short this. I don't trade London, I'm sleeping. But this is basically what happened in London. And then come to New York Open, we're right here at this point in time. So basically, we're at this point of the daily candle. London high, obviously this is like London lunch, but this high is likely to be protected. Why? Trades into the daily inversion, and then we get the break. Where did we get the break? Right here. I always do this on the 15-minute time frame. It's not subjective. If we trade above midnight opening price into a key level and then 15-minute CISD, and I'm bearish, London high is safe for me in that narrative. So I'm already trading under the premise that we are not likely to take out this high, which is why I was leaning bearish into the trading day. You had an obvious objective here. This is previous day low. And then you had between previous day's low, previous week's low. Nothing else significant. Obviously, you can see nothing else really significant from there to there. That's why that's my next level. So let's talk about the price action. 9:30 opens, trades higher, takes out some pre-market highs, breaks aggressively. Now, at first, I thought this could be a Judas swing, so I was patient. Price retraces, you could have shorted this. A lot of people did short this. You would have had to cover, right? You would have had to cover. It's a little bit early in this session. Now, price trades up higher again. Notice, it looks like we didn't have a liquidity sweep here. But let me clean up the chart so you can see exactly what I saw at the time. And I talked about this live as well. Does it still look like we didn't take out the liquidity? Because we did. We took out the body high here, and we traded into 15-minute bearish fair value gap. That's what set the stage for this trade idea. Now, let's talk about the confluences that made this trade very high probability. 1, first presentation. 2, the minor buy side being swept. 3, closing below previous day's low. This red line is previous day's low. The fact we are below it is a good signature that we're going to run lower. Number 4, we have a huge SMT, but that's not what makes it probable. What makes it, there's an SMT like this, by the way. It's literally like, we'll just cross the whole chart with ES. What makes it probable is what we call the sick sister approach. When ES and NQ are out of sync, you have to identify which one is likely to lead if there's going to be an expansion. So ES was pumping, NASDAQ was dumping. How do we know which one is likely to sync with the other? It's very simple. It's everything I just told you. The 15-minute bearish fair value gap, closing below previous day's low. The daily chart inversion. Remember, we were already looking for shorts going into the week. So obviously, it's more likely to go lower than higher. I'm going to tell you straight up. We could have been wrong and it could have pumped up higher, made a new all-time high. Yes, that's possible. But it's about probabilities. And at this point in time, when we have the daily inversion, we have London high set, we have the bearish order flow, and 9:30 trades higher, breaks down, retraces into a 15-minute bearish fair value gap. What's more likely, up or down? And the answer is down. I think most of you could agree. So now that we've established this, what's the actual execution? So right here, we take out the high, 15-minute bearish fair value gap. I took this trade off of the order block formation right here because there was also an SMT here. So pairing those two confluences, I think that's a high probability short. And it was uncomfortable to hold a little bit because, you know, we entered around this candle. It started retracing against us, but it was never invalid, right? We had the inversion. It got sloppy. It traded to the high of it, but the trade was never invalidated. I even said it out loud. I said, I have to be patient because I know it's sloppy, but I have to trust the narrative. And I said that verbally out loud in the live stream because I knew it was not comfortable to hold this. I'm going to be completely honest with you. We already took one loss short. Shorting again after seeing this expansion when the high days right there in morning highs right there. It's not a comfortable short. So I had to verbally say it out loud. I need to be patient and trust the narrative. If I didn't say it out loud, it would have been very hard for me to hold. Now, how did I manage this trade? Very simple. I took a partial here early on and I reduced my risk to right here. So original trade looked like this. Something like this. And then I reduce my risk. I took a partial here. I bring my stop here. So we have something like this, for example. I take another partial here. And then I leave a run or two previous week's low. Here, I terminated. I was supposed to close it on this candle. But then TraderBait was like glitching. I was clicking partial. I clicked it 3 times. It didn't close. So the fill was at 6,110. Although we're playing with like 10 to 15 bucks at this point. So it doesn't really matter. But that's the grand scheme of things. That was the trade setup. There's a lot of opportunity to get in here. You could have got in on the first order block. You could have got in on the second order block. You could have got in on the third order block if you trade order blocks. If you trade imbalances, I specifically outlined this one because it's resting at near 50% of the range. So you could have shorted this one. You could have shorted this inversion. Maybe you're a big baller and you would have just shorted this SMT. Inversion, bearish fair value gap. Maybe you shorted the breaker here. There's so many opportunities, and all of them would have played out. And you could have taken any single one of them, and you would have been fine. So at no point in time should you have felt like you're missing the move up until we take previous week's low. I even outlined the setup right here. That was a 1R scalp. And if you don't take 1R, obviously you don't take this. But shorting this order block to previous week's low. It's a little bit less than 1R. I'm not going to lie. But nonetheless, depending where you put the stop, you could have scalped it. I would never take a trade like this. I'm not saying I would, but you could have. It gave you, plethora. And none of those trades would have been bad because they're all with the same narrative. At some point, and that's it. Yeah, that's the trade recap. So I'm going to go back to reading chat now, and hopefully that makes sense. Amazing trade narrative. I was looking for the same thing. At some point, it was 50-50. At some point in my mind, it was 50-50, yes. But you just have to remember that it's not actually 50-50 in the market sense. The market's going to go down. It's up to our conviction. So yeah, at one point, my conviction was 50-50. I had no idea if it was going to go higher or lower until I saw this order block. So at that point, it was clean. Gatie, what are the London and Asia trades time frame in Eastern time? Listen very closely. I'll only say it one time. Actually, you know what? I'll just show you the indicator. Took multiple shorts throughout that range. Fire sell setup. Yeah, nice. I'm the worst trader ever. I blew my accounts. I generally don't know anyone. Know anymore. We can talk about it. We can have a group call. We can talk about it. We had a daily fair value gap below. Are you talking about potentially rejecting an hourly or something? This? Yeah, brother, don't worry about this. Go to the daily chart, brother. This is insignificant. Why didn't you hold up to the daily fair value gap? I wasn't convinced it was going to get there. I also only had one micro. So, if I had two, we could have left one more. Took a 3-minute short on gold. What do you think? I think if you followed your rules and you trusted your narrative, then really good trade, bro. Were there any 2022 model shorts? Yep, on the 2-minute chart. 2-minute chart. Market structure shift. That's your fair value gap. You could have executed that. There's also this. Market structure shift, fair value gap. So two 2022 models. Even here, market structure shift, fair value gap. So 1, 2, 3 2022 models, all of which would have played out if you trade that. You can text me on Discord. That chain never comes. I never take this chain off. Only when I play basketball, I take this chain off. Because you're not allowed to wear it. I was 50-50, but I finally was bullish and I didn't take any trade because I wasn't sure. Yeah, I mean, that's trading. It's realistically, it's always 50-50 at any point in time. But until you start stacking probabilities against your favor. Yes, I sleep with it. I only take it off for basketball. That's the only time. I enter short at 728 from first tap of bearish value gap. Is it earlier to get entry? It depends on your model, brother. It's nothing about you. If you had everything and you said, I think this fair value gap will hold because this and that, great trade. Is there a reason? It was just a gift, so I respect it. I feel like I don't know how to frame, and I've had it for a really long time. I feel like I don't know how to frame my daily buys for trades. The biggest advice I can give you is, one, watch my daily buys video if you want to learn how I do it. If you don't like how I do it, the next advice I can give you is you don't need to have a daily bias every day. Just wait for the days that are really high probability and obvious. For example, if I told you, like, I'm sure if I ask you guys, like, forget this. If I ask you guys right here, and in this point in time, so simple. If I said, okay, you guys see this formation, is price more likely to go up or down on the higher time frame? I promise you, most of you would say down. Most of you would say down. Maybe some of you would say, oh, but the daily order block, yeah, sure. I don't think it's as strong as putting in the high and inversing, but that's just me. Most of you would say down. That's how you do it, brother. It's that easy. Look at the higher time frame. Is it more likely to go up or down? You may be wrong, but you have to remember it's about probabilities. At this point in time, it's more likely to go down. I also journal on TradeZella, but I only show you guys the Discord one. So that's it. It's as simple as that. I mean, it's not simple, but you get used to it. All right, what time is it? 11:15. Okay. That's it. Stream's done. See you guys tomorrow. So this daily low was a really strong. Yes. Any lows you can mark out on the daily are very strong. If you just go back in price action, look how often we take out either a daily high or low. Almost every single day. Every single day for the past... When's the last day we didn't? So long ago. Right here. July 10th. So basically, it's been like the last 36 days. We either took previous day's high or low. And then before that, even way more. So just remember, there's always going to be a strong draw. You may not always get a trade towards it, but when it's there, you go for it. All the live streams are recorded and posted on YouTube over the last year and a half. You can go back and watch any of them. You'll even watch me improve if you start a year and a half ago. You breach an alpha account if you make more than consistency. No, you don't breach an alpha account. The consistency rule is only for payouts. So you can trade it forever without consistency, but when it's time to request money, you gotta reach payout. I mean, you gotta reach consistency. Only one rose. You don't gotta send roses, bro. Thank you. I don't know. I don't even know what that does, bro. I'm gonna be honest, but thank you. Donut, rose. I don't even read these ones. I don't know what they do. I think it gives me like coins or something. I don't know what to do with the coins though. You started a funded next eval? Let me know how it goes. Let me know if you like it. How do I journal the pre-market plan on the journal? What time do you start trading? If it's 9:30, then you show up at 9:15 and you write your plan. I always put my plans here in this personal section. So all my plans are here. See, 9:10, 9:10. This is weekly outlook. 9 a.m., 9:08, 9:09, 9:08, 9:08, 9:07. This is a weekly outlook. 9:03, 9:07, 9:19. A little bit late on that one. 9:09, etc., etc. So I always do it right before 9:30. You don't have to follow it every time. Make me elder. Just put it in the clan and I'll make you elder, bro. You probably got a bunch of bets sitting on your TikTok and don't even know. I don't know. I have like, oh, is that what that is? Coins equals money? I have like 20 bucks in TikTok, bro. I don't think I get. I mean, I don't want gifts. Don't send me gifts. I don't even think I can. Let me check. I have around $20, and I think I can only withdraw if I get 100. So whatever. If it gets to 100, we'll just give it away. We'll just give away something. I don't know what. $100 cash. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Ask them for a lion. I don't know what that is, but I'm not gonna ask for a lion. Buy side was swayed by the bodies, but not the wick. Would that be seen as rejection block still? No. The rejection block failed. I'll show you the rejection block. This is your rejection block. Oh, so yeah, sorry, it was respected. So you take the highest body. Listen, I don't know who be trading rejection blocks. Rejection block is the highest. Listen closely. The highest body to the wick. That's how you annotate an ICT rejection block. Maybe there's something else other people are teaching. That's fine. They can teach that. I'm sure it works for them too. ICT rejection block. How he teaches it in mentorship. The highest body to the wick. It starts right there. The reason this one held, in my opinion, 1, the 15-minute bearish fair value gap. 2, the fact that we closed above the body. That's a beautiful signature. That's such a nice signature. I always talk about that. It's such a nice signature. Closes above the body and then rolls over. Yes, everything's free. I got a question regarding evals. Unto 25k accounts the best option because the lowest shot onto profit target ratio in the cap cats also in cap time at this time. Yes, it is the best. Where are you from originally? I'm Iraqi. Buy side was, yes, exactly. It's not a rejection block because buy side was subbed by the body. It's a rejection block because, well, this is swing. It's just a rejection block. It's just a PD rate. But yes, it was respected. So if you trade rejection blocks, you could have shorted it like that right there. You just short the rejection block and you put the stop, a soft stop closing above the high. Don't put your stop right at, I mean, you can. Well, you're gonna get wicked out too many times. So what you do is you put a soft stop, say, and then if it closes above here, then you terminate. Because it can wick as long as it doesn't close. And that's it. Or say it closes above 50%, you can use that, kind of more aggressive. You can put it right there, but remember, it's not about execution. Stop trying to get fancy execution, just take a good trade. How much you earn in YouTube? Around $150 per month. Not much from YouTube. YouTube's like a really side, small thing. You really backtested a lot or just played everyday live? I've backtested over 6,000 trades. How much do you earn? Yeah, not much. Yeah, lying right $200, you get 150. Yeah, I mean, don't. That's such a waste of money, bro. Don't send TikTok gifts. What the hell? TikTok's gonna pay 150. If you send a line, TikTok is $150. What the hell, bro? I'm literally latching. What did they do? Why is the market going down? There's no high impact news. You're right. There is no high impact news. Why did they go down? Because the drawn liquidity was lower. My payout got rejected. Can't have shit. On alpha? Was it 40% consistency? What was it? Was it consistency? They only really have like one rule. You have 29? Did they say why? No, that's weird. Did you have 5 trading days? Was it a news trade? And we can talk about it if you want. I can appreciate you, Big Mike. Discord channel, it's in description bio, brother. Oh, how much P&L did you make on the news trade? Hopefully not too much. Because then you're just one trade away. Not that, I don't want to pressure you, but it would be technically one trade away. Gatie, I want to be as good as you. Any advice? I'm ready to cut off all distractions and lock in. 1, don't try to be as good as me. That's too low. I'm not that good. Aim higher. Number 2, I don't know where you're at in your journey, but 1, you have to learn how you want to trade, and then you have to make a model or learn a model from someone and then adapt your own. $89 loss, that shouldn't be the reason why. Because I asked them if I take a trade on news and I lose, and it should be fine. All they do is take out the profits. So no way that's what, is that what they said? It could have just been like like the formatting, like the method of payout could have just been off. You know what, Bio? Do you want to call on Discord and we'll talk? But enter a short on it. I wouldn't. I would just, if you miss the move, I'm sorry. I know it sucks, but you should probably walk away and don't trade because it's gone. You missed it. Try to just study. Instead of taking another trade, take a screenshot on where your model formed, to what level, and what happened. Anyways, boys, I appreciate you guys coming through. I think we hit almost 800 viewers at some point today, which is kind of crazy. We'll save you, bro. We'll save you. I mean, I think worst case scenario, you're like one trade away. But we'll save you. I appreciate you guys coming through. I will be live. I'll join live again tomorrow, same time, every day. We're locked in. That what I marked out here, this is a rejection block. Yes, this is an ICT rejection block. Appreciate you, Fox. I love seeing you growing, brother. Have been there, really help. Appreciate you, Dime, Dardian. This is an ICT rejection block, yes. Yeah, I would assume it's done. I will see you guys tomorrow. If you use my code, let me know so I can enter you. You want to learn my models? Okay. You would start, listen closely. If you're brand new to ICT, watch 2022 mentorship first. If you're not brand new, all you have to do, my models are there. 1, come to some more live streams so you can watch me execute it live. Number 2, watch this playlist right here if you want to learn my model. It's this one. This is episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My full trading system. You guys can't see shit. It's this playlist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Full trading system, and then 1-hour model if you want it. That's what I would do. But also, if you struggle with psychology, watch this. Seriously, I'm going to be so honest. The fact that these viewership is low is not good in comparison to the model. I post a new model, 1.6K. I post probably my best things when it comes to psychology, and the viewership's low. I don't care about the viewership, but trust me when I say the information in Psychology Mastery 1, 2, and 3 is better than anything else on my YouTube channel. I promise you, they're really good videos. They're short, good, insightful, and it's a lot more important than the other stuff. You know how long Rise takes for Canadian bank accounts? I don't use Rise. I use Wise, and I usually get it within 24 hours. What are your thoughts on Edge Decay? I have no idea what that is, bro. Anyways, I appreciate you guys coming through. I will see you guys live tomorrow, exact same time. I think we're up around 5R now. And like I said earlier this week, let's just try not to lose it, because it's not going to be an easy week. In my opinion, today was good. They sent this one from above for us. I'm going to be honest. They blessed us with this day. Did not expect this price action today. But, you know, we took the probabilities and they played out in our favor today. So, that's it. Yeah, psychology is the most important thing. I'm telling you guys right now. Well, you'll all learn on your own eventually. Anyways, I appreciate you guys coming through. I will see you guys live tomorrow. Till next time. Peace.